Ugh. Boom! What's up, guys? It's the two blokes here. And we just shot our Ween video. I don't know what's going to come out first, to be honest, this or that. But
this will probably be a little bit easier to release.
Yeah, this is breaking news.
Special edition.
Yeah, the two blokes. You know, I think we've said before, you know, we're trying to review every song.
Mm-hmm. Every piece of music.
And, you know, that's not just classic rock or niche bands like Ween, who we're into. That goes to current influential artists as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think you can talk about, going into 25, I don't think you can talk about music without talking about the Costco guys.
The Costco
and Jack,
boys.
I'll let you take it away from there.
Yeah, so as everybody knows, the Costco Boys released a song a few months ago now called We Bring the Boom. We bring the boom. That's what we do. So now they have teamed up with that one cringy band that I don't.
Adam and the Metalhawks, the AMH band.
Yeah, Adam and the Metalhawks, and they released a new metal song called I don't know what it's called, but it's a new Costco Boys song, and we just listened to it. We had a few minutes to digest it, really take in the metaphors that were in there, the expectations and how they were subverted or met, and the really deep analytical meanings behind the song. And I think now we are at a place where we can review it and we can give it a fair shot.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I guess we need some context for this, Jack. New metal. We haven't covered new metal yet on the show.
No, we have not.
And I don't think we ever really planned on it, but with such a significant release like this...
I mean, yeah, it's one of those kind of like, where were you when this happened moments, you know?
Yeah.
Like, everybody's going to have a story. Everybody's going to remember where they were.
Are you a new metal fan, though?
No, not really at all.
No, I don't like it.
I really don't. I don't know the first thing about it, to be honest. I could not be less qualified.
I will say, a lot of this music that was, for years, basically since it was released, deemed to be the worst music ever made. So I'm referring to stuff like Limp Bizkit, Korn, Nickelback, Creed. Not that they're new metal, but whatever.
Right.
Has been referred to as some of the worst music ever made. And now it has kind of made a comeback. And I am one of the few people remaining strong and hanging in there and going, I still think this is bad. I don't think anything has changed that. What is my phone saying? Storage low. Tap to manage. All right, we're going to take a quick break and I'm going to fix my storage. Okay, so sorry about that, guys. I'm sweating because I've been moved. But, Jack, who would have thought that a genre that was so frowned upon and so a little left for dead this on the streets of rockers and critics and deities and truck drivers and
everybody in between. Really.
Everybody in between would make such a huge impact.
As Dave Grohl once famously said, rock and roll has forever been ensconced in mystery. And this is one of those moments where you're just left kind of wondering, like, wow, okay, how did we get here? And more importantly, where do we go? This is going to be one of those moments that I think a lot of things change. We're going to see a lot of changes from now on. And again, I think there's going to be a cultural shift in the paradigm of the zeitgeist that we're seeing right now.
Yeah.
And I think...
For sure.
I think that some people are going to rise up and other people are going to go home and wallow. So it's really going to be, we're going to separate the men from the boys here.
So, how is my storage still low? I don't understand. Okay, whatever. So, we're just going to roll with it and see what happens. So if we bring the boom, when that song came out, of course I was a fan. I'm not gonna lie, it was not on my regular playlist. But this new song that the Adam and the Metal Hawks AMH band, I don't prefer what they go to. Prefer what they go by, I don't know. And the Rizzler and the Costco guys. Is Rizzler part of the Costco guys?
He's definitely adjacent. He's definitely in there in the Costco Guys cinematic universe.
Yeah, for sure.
The CGCU.
Yeah. They released an amazing song, and it's definitely the best song of 2025, I would say.
So far, but I think that we can kind of call it right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's just started, but what are you going to do better? And, what a big thing for the AMH band to have such titans
really.
Of just
industry.
The Costco guys. So I guess let's talk about it. Let's kind of do it step by step. Jack, what do you think about the production of this song?
I think it was pretty good. I think that as a song that was made primarily for the internet and let's be honest, clout. I think that it is going to be pretty polished, pretty clean, pretty easily, ingested. But I don't think it was, harmful. I don't think it was offensive by any stretch of the imagination. So I think that it absolutely achieved the goal in which it was aiming.
I give the production a 10 out of 10. I think it was one of the better produced songs I ever heard in my life. The drums were huge. The vocals, I sounded like I was right in the room with the Costco guys and the Rizzler. And it really makes you feel like you're part of the band, which, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think I ever felt that way since, maybe the Rolling Stones, Exile on Main Street comes to mind. I don't think I've had that feeling since I listened to that one. So let's move on here. The songwriting, Jack. How do you feel the songwriting? How do you think that was?
I mean, I don't know if this even needs to be talked about. This is, like I said, one of the defining moments of our generation, for sure. So I think that the songwriting with that, again, I'm thinking for some comparisons. Bob Dylan comes to mind. Billy Joel comes to mind. And again, these are just some basic comparisons here. I don't think that necessarily even does the job of explaining how good that some of the songwriting goes. But just, again, some of the titans of the industry, they're right up there with them. So I think that at the end of the day, it's something that everybody's going to need to experience for themselves because it's going to be different for everybody. It's going to speak differently to everybody, but everybody's going to get something out of it. And I can almost guarantee that thing is going to be positive.
Yeah, I think it was a beautifully written song. It was short and to the point. I believe it was under 2 minutes, just by 3 seconds, which, genius idea for them. They are showing, they're showing all the bands like Dream Theater and Tool and bands that are still going strong today with long form songs. They're showing them, hey, this is crap. This is what rock and roll is, man. This is 3 chords and the truth. We don't need all this flashy stuff to get our point across. So next thing I guess we should move on about is the vocal performance. I guess I'll start off with this one. I think the singer of AMH band was the clear weak point vocally. Definitely the least talented, but I get it. He's just starting off singing probably. So he did a fine job, but really the Rizzler, Big A.J and Big Justice, their voices together just, I don't know, it transports me somewhere else. Like the Beach Boys come to mind.
I was about to say, you can tell that they've been practicing.
Yeah.
For a long time.
But, Big A.J. with his big booming baritone and his talking about double chocolate cookies, and then you have the beautiful soprano of Big Justice, who really just, I think he steals the show on most of the tracks he sings on. He just has such a distinct delivery, and as soon as you're pulled in, he mentions a chicken bacon, and that just sends it to a new level.
To another stratosphere, yeah.
Yeah, just really, and then of course the Rizzler, who takes more of a hip hop approach. I can definitely hear the Biggie influence, and certainly, I know he's a Jersey guy. He definitely is showing the East Coast is still the king of hip hop, and I think that's really great what he's doing with that. Great bars. So Jack, go ahead, take it away.
Yeah, so I think, like you said, Big AJ, he's kind of the glue that holds it all together. Whether we want to say it or not, he is. He has that big boom baritone, and that really is what encapsulates this whole project. Now, to your point about Big Justice, I think let's call a spade here. I think that he needed to have a good performance. He did.
He did.
But
people weren't happy with the Christmas song.
People were not happy with the Christmas song, and I'll say rightfully so. I think that he was very pedantic on that particular outing. But let's move past it now and go to this song. I think that he really knocked it out of the park here. I think that he really earned his stripes with this tune, with this performance. I think everything that has been said negatively about him can pretty much, for the most part, be out the window. Now, of course, his off the field issues, they're gonna be there. There's not really anything that we're gonna be able to do about that. He's a rock star.
He's gonna be written about in the history books.
Yeah, of course. It's sex, drugs, rock and roll for a reason. Now, speaking of sex, drugs, rock and roll, here comes the Rizzler. I don't think anybody encapsulates that quite as much as he does. I think once you see him pulling this move, we're about to get into some uncharted territory here, and all bets are off. Like you said, he does take a bit of a hip hop approach. Some people I've noticed have started calling him a one-trick pony. But I think that that's really unfair. I mean, I think that when you hear the original tune that he recorded, there of course is going to be some hip hop influences, but it's very, very melodic.
It's part of who he is.
It's part of who he is. It's very melodic. I think that there's just a lot that maybe you guys aren't necessarily understanding about it. So
yeah, this is really a you problem if you think Rizzler's a one-trick pony. I mean,
yeah, so I think that those three are, like you said, you can tell that they've been doing this for a very long time. Now, Adam of the band, yeah, he is definitely dragging it down here. I think that you can kind of make an argument that they're all dragging it down. Not the band, I mean, not the Costco guys,
no.
Of course.
We all know what you meant.
Yeah. I think you can kind of make an argument that they're all dragging it down just by their presence in the video. I kind of wish that they weren't.
I kind of wish that they took the more stoic approach and decided, like, sure, we are playing the music, but that is objectively the worst part about it.
Right.
So we're not going to be in the video. I think that would have been the best thing for them to do.
Yeah, I mean, nobody's going to go to a Rolling Stones concert and say, let's go see Charlie Watts. Rest in peace to a king. Charlie Watts, but that's why Charlie Watts is so good, is because he said he knew that, and he was like, let Mick Jagger go out there and have all the fun.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sit back, I'm gonna stay in the pocket, and I'm gonna make these people dance, whether they know or not. And I think that the AMH band really needs to kind of.
They're young; they'll learn this eventually.
Right, of course, I'm not saying that they're hopeless. Of course, I think they're very talented. But when you have some people like the Costco guys coming on, know your role.
Yeah. And I guess the last thing we need to talk about is the music. The AMH band did a great job. I can't speak for Jack, but I am a fan of the band Van Halen. They're a very important band to as a guitarist. Eddie Van Halen's playing was really near and dear to me. And the Rizzler, I think he really just channeled what I think everything Eddie was about. As you saw that he was using Eddie's guitar, which I'm pretty sure was Eddie Van Halen's exact guitar.
One, yeah.
And I'm pretty sure Eddie wrote in his will, said, give this to whoever's going to save rock. Mm-hmm. And I think Rizzler is that guy. I mean, the only person I think comes close would be Michael Curtis Krause. But, he's shy. He's a very shy person, and I think
Rizzler or MCC or MCK.
MCK. He was never going to be that guy to be like, look, I'm the guy who's going to get it. He was always going to let it go to the Rizzler. And the Rizzler, honestly, if it was the right choice. The Rizzler did a great job, and was the best guitar solo I've ever heard. I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. That song has such an emotional impact. Jeff Buckley's "Hallelujah" comes to mind.
Yeah. I was moved.
Except for this is better than that.
I mean, I don't really think that needs to be said, but yeah. Let me go ahead and step in here because, like you said, yeah, of course, the AMH band, they do good. I wish that they were, again, take a step back and kind of know their role a little bit. But yeah, that when I saw the Frankenstrat come out, I knew that I knew what I already had thought to be fact, and that is that the Rizzler was the one to save rock and roll. You know, there are all these talks about Michael Curtis Krause and is he the one to save rock and roll? But I think that we all know that he's not going to step up to the plate like that when a big moment arises. It's just not going to happen. You know, we all love MCK here on the Liam Hughes Robert channel or Liam Hughes YouTube channel. Jeez, sorry about that. But
Okay.
but bless you. But we just know, bless you. We just know that he's just not going to be the one to do it, and we all love him. We do.
And that's part of his, that's part of who, his aura is.
Yeah, exactly.
He's going to take a back seat when people like the Rizzler come out. So,
right.
I guess, closing thoughts, what do you give this song out of 10?
10.
I give it a 10, too. I would give it an 11, but I have dignity. So, yeah, I think I'm really excited to hear what the Costco guys do next. I sure hope there's not a falling out between them and the Rizzler anytime soon, even though I think we know all the great bands. There's usually some tension. I know there has been suspicion Big Justice is a little jealous of the Rizzler's success. Mm-hmm. They're still young. They have a lot to learn.
I would be too if I was Big Justice. I mean, it's hard not to be overshadowed when Mount Everest is casting a shadow on you. I mean, it's hard not to take that to heart.
It comes back to mind when I believe it was 1966 when Cream had the premier guitar player of the time named Eric Clapton, and he let there's a passing of a torch when he let Jimi Hendrix come on stage and jam with him, and Jimi Hendrix was the king of guitar, still is in my opinion, but that being said, Eric Clapton is an all-time great, too. And he's still a legend, and we still love him, and he's one of the greatest ever. So I think Big Justice could definitely take a note from their book on how to be, respectful in a situation like this and pass on to...
I mean, we know that Big Justice is not modest, though. I mean, with all the research that we've done...
Yeah, he kind of is more of like a Richie Blackmore type of character, from what I can tell.
Ginger Baker, maybe.
Yeah, Ginger Baker type of guy, yeah. Which is, there's... It happens, there's always room for people like that.
Right.
But yeah, I just think this was spur of the moment. We listened to the song, we just knew we had to do a video on it. So, let us know what you guys want us to hear next.
Yes.